Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mohegan Sun Casino Resort and the Mohegan Sun Arena for this evening's Slugfest at the Sun. This bout is scheduled for 4 rounds in the middleweight division, being brought to you this evening by Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. The bouts this evening are sanctioned by the Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation. The chairman of Mohegan Tribe is Kevin Brown. The chief of Mohegan Tribe is Lynn Malerba. The supervisors are Michael Mazzulli and Michael Murtha. Your doctors at ringside, Michael Schwartz, MD, Anthony Alessi, MD, and Corey Edgar, MD. The judges here in our opening bout are Peter Harry Jr., Clark Sammartino, and Tom Carasone. And the third man in the ring, controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the referee, Danny Chavone. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 162.5 pounds. He owns a professional record of 0-7, wearing black, trimmed with yellow this evening, hailing from Framingham, Massachusetts. Please welcome Saul the Spider Almeida. And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 163 pounds even, wearing blue with red, white, and gray, making his professional debut this evening, hailing from Puerto Rico, now living, training, and fighting out of Hartford, Connecticut. Please welcome Jose Rated R Rivera.
Well, Randy, as you can see, Mr. Rivera has brought quite a following with him, and from watching him warm up in his corner, I believe.
Obey my commands at all times. Keep the bout clean. Touch him up. Go back to your corners. Good luck.
And here we go, getting ready for the start of this 4-round middleweight bout between Jose Rivera and Saul Almeida. I'm Randy G, joined by matchmaker Ron Katz at ringside, Cara Castronova on hand for her roaming interviews. Here we go, round number 1.
And we got a battle of southpaws. And Almeida, although winless in 7 fights, is quite an accomplished MMA fighter who has a MMA record of 18-5. He's never been stopped as a pro. Rivera's turning pro. He's also an MMA fighter. Didn't have a lot of amateur fights. So this might be a little bit interesting here.
I expect this one to go 4 rounds. I have seen Almeida fight before. Very, very gifted. He's got a heck of a chin. And he just knows how to use the ring.
Just he doesn't win fights. It's a good little counter right hook by Rivera. As you can see, Almeida just switched up to right hand.
A lot of the MMA guys fight both ways. They fight right-hander and they fight as southpaws. This is where it gets a little bit tricky because Rivera is a southpaw. He's going to keep that right foot forward. And when you have a right-hander against a left-hander, many times guys are stepping on each other's feet. Many times there are headbutts.
Almeida is a little too straight up, giving Rivera a nice target. But Almeida right now is the guy walking in.
And you know, this is one of those learning fights. Rivera in the blue trunks making his pro debut against a guy who's 0-7. If you look at the record of just about every fighter out there, whether it's a Muhammad Ali, whether it's Joe Frazier, Sugar Ray Leonard, all of them begin their careers against somebody who's going to get in there and give them rounds.
Nice counter right, left, and again by Rivera.
Referee Danny Chavone tells Rivera, you got to watch it, watch that elbow.
Rivera is showing skill beyond his experience right now. Almeida, believe it or not, is a more experienced guy in there. But Rivera is landing some real good shots right now. As Almeida continues to walk in, but isn't very effective offensively, although he landed a nice little right hand there.
He's somewhat awkward. If you think you're going to hit him with a big shot, you're really not. He rolls with shots. He gets away from shots.
He's not using his height to his advantage.
That's why he's 0-7, but he's very, he will test Rivera tonight.
Rivera's the guy that has found the range a lot better and the distance, and it was a good first round for Rivera.
Final seconds, opening round, scheduled for 4.
Rivera's found a home. Oh, and he drops Almeida right at the bell with a right hook counter. As I was saying, he's found a home for that right hook. But Almeida bounced right up.
The corner, Danny Chabon actually wasn't very clear that that was a knockdown. He should have pointed to the corner and had the corner get right down, because the bell cannot save a fighter. That count should have taken place without the cornerman rushing into the ring. And let's take a look at the action in round number 1.
Just watch the right hook of Rivera. That was his money punch throughout the round.
And you see Almeida trying to mix it up on the inside. A nice
shot.
crisp right hand dropped him just before the bell. It's round number 2 coming up. And the ref has the slow corner of Almeida now. Get out of the ring.
And Almeida comes out with some purpose right here. I like that, showing a lot of guts. But he better watch out for that right hook, because he's leaving his left hand down low. He's not moving his head. He switches to southpaw, and he landed a nice right hand. I think he would be better off staying southpaw. Take away that right hook of Rivera a little bit. But Almeida coming out to fight, no doubt about it. Trying to put some pressure on as Rivera counters his advances.
We're here at the Mohegan Sun Casino in Uncasville, Connecticut.
The thing that gets me about so many fighters in this day and age is that they just don't move their head. They don't keep their hands up. It's so basic. Any old school guy will tell you the first 2 things you should learn: keep your hands up and move your head. And so many fighters don't do it, and that's why you see so many fighters get hit with the punches they get hit with. Just like there. But these guys are mixing it up pretty good. But Almeida, again, is like a statue, and Rivera's teeing off with that right hook.
And Almeida would do so much better if he would just box.
They are going at it right now, though, to the delight of the crowd. It's not in Almeida's nature to box. He's a fighter. He may not win, but he's going to make it work. And Rivera's a very well-conditioned guy who takes this very serious, you can tell. He's very focused in there.
Almeida is 27 years old. He began his professional boxing career in July of 2012. And he did that one right here at the Mohegan Sun. And there was a clash of heads, and it was considered a no contest.
There, Almeida moved his head a little bit and was able to avoid the 2 hard punches that Rivera threw for the first time. But Almeida looks a little bit gassed after that initial onslaught, but he's in there trying. There's the right hook again, and again. And a nice combo by Rivera, putting his punches together nice, but Almeida's going shot for shot with him, which could be very dangerous. Nice little uppercut by Almeida.
Yes, you caught that one.
I mean, he's running second, but not by much.
About 20 seconds remain in round number 2. Nice onslaught by Rivera with his back to the ropes in the corner.
Almeida is really trying hard, and this is a good fight. 2 guys trying hard. Another good round and another Rivera round.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the safety of the boxers.
And Almeida takes a seat, takes a deep breath after he takes that seat.
Your mobile devices and any other
This one's scheduled for 4 in the middleweight division. These guys technically just over the middleweight limit, anything over 160, but let's call them middleweights. Ron Katz, let's take a look at some of that action from the second round.
There you can see the reason Almeida got hit is he fell in, throwing a left hook to the body and left his head completely exposed to that right hook. But again, he's got the attitude of, okay, you hit me, I'm going to hit you, and that's what a lot of that round was like. But Rivera certainly landed the cleaner, crisper blows.
There you see Rivera taking a deep breath, getting the mouthpiece put back in, thinking about what he did in the first round, what he did in the second round, what he has to do here in round number 3. Round number 3 now underway. Referee has to get over to the corner of Rivera, tell him to clean up that water in the corner.
And Danny Schiavone once again doing a great job. You don't even notice him in there. And now, suddenly, Rivera has switched to right-handed. And as I say that, he goes back to the left-handed stance. It looks like he may switch up this round, lefty-righty.
There's just a wild kind of pot shot with the right hand from Almeida.
Almeida's keeping him a little at bay with that long jab. Rivera might be a bit winded. His first pro fight, he's expended a lot of energy. His mouth is open a little bit.
Yeah, and he just took a deep breath and then blew it out.
But landed a nice counter left hand.
Like we said earlier in the first round, we said, I expect Rivera's going to win his pro debut, but he's going to learn tonight.
And now he comes forward, winging punches. Almeida tried to keep him off, but got hit with a couple good shots. And now Almeida is trying to return the favor. Rivera's getting a little wide with his punches, though. If Almeida can take advantage of it, he might be able to turn the tide of the fight a little bit in his favor.
I sense a little bit of frustration on the part of Rivera. That jab hasn't been working the way he'd like it to work.
I don't think so, Randy. I think it's just that he's a little winded here and is trying to get his second win. He threw a lot of punches the first 2 rounds. It's his first pro fight. He's not used to going 4 3-minute rounds. You can see his mouth is open and he's breathing through his mouth. That's maybe the 3rd or 4th time he's taken deep breaths. But Almeida is letting him get away with it. Oh, there was a good combo, and Almeida's a little shook up by it.
3, 4 hard right hands. Left hand by Rivera. Almeida slumps on the ropes, and Danny Schiavone, as Almeida slumps on the ropes. Almeida is angry, didn't want it stopped. And in comes one of the Connecticut Commission doctors to take a look at him. Personally, I mean, I think he's okay.
I got to be honest with you, Randy. To me, that was a very, very quick stoppage. The guy is a cagey guy. He wasn't really hurt badly. He was stunned.
Well, Ron, it was in the 3rd round. Several hard shots by Rivera. Let's take a look.
It's a short left hand. Led to the ending. The right hook, once again, was the punch that started it. But those aren't really clean shots. Look, I mean, he's not.
The left hand was, the second left hand was.
That was maybe the last punch was the best punch, but Almeida was deflecting a lot of those shots. And I got to be honest, I think it was a quick stoppage. Not saying that the inevitable would not have happened, but Almeida is an experienced guy who's used to going the distance.
Well, no matter how you look at it, that man, if they don't pull his arm out of his socket, I'm so against guys doing that. Yanking the gloves, you see the guy's arm stretching out.
Crazy.
Meanwhile, he's 1-0. He came in tonight against a guy who is 0-7, oh so game, oh so cagey, that man.
So you can see
Saul
Almeida is
Almeida.
fine. Yeah, he's fine, Almeida. Look at him. He's a little angry that the fight was stopped, and I, quite frankly, don't blame him. But it was a nice pro debut win for Mr. Rivera, who brought a nice contingent of fans. Both fighters fought hard. It's a good fight. That's all you can ask for.
Well, Rivera, you wonder, had this fight finished the 3rd round and gone into the 4th, would he have punched himself out? We will never know. We can only ask questions. Let's go up to ring announcer Mark Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee in charge, Danny Chavone, calls a stop to this one. The official time, 2 minutes, 3 seconds in the third round. Your winner by TKO from Hartford, Connecticut, Jose Rated R. Rivera.
Well, he reigns from Hartford, Connecticut. Just a short drive from here at the Mohegan Sun Casino in Uncasville. Beautiful area this is. Jose Rivera brought a lot of fans with him, and he's with our own Cara Castronova right now.
Congratulations on your first professional victory. How did it feel to win in front of all your hometown fans tonight?
Thank you. It feels amazing. I mean, we worked really hard for this camp. We had an opponent originally, but he backed out due to a hand injury. So thank God we found a replacement. Hats off to Saul Almeida for stepping up. He gave me a run for my money, and appreciate that. Thanks everybody came for support. All my sponsors, thank you so much.
Is boxing something that you plan on continuing with?
Yeah, most definitely. I've been training a lot of boxing lately, and I'm planning on staying.
Congratulations again. Looking forward to seeing more of you.
Thank you so much.
Great job, Cara. Jose Rivera wins his first fight. There's that first round knockdown with the right hook. And basically this fight was all Rivera, but he learned a lot tonight. In his 2.5 rounds in the ring, he won it on a third round TKO. The man in blue, Jose Rivera from Hartford, Connecticut, now an undefeated middleweight at 1-0.